Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10 and a bit of an update video because a lot of information has been coming out over the past week and I've been gone for the past week. I haven't been posting videos because I was out of town, but I'm back now and I want to make this update video talking about everything, or at least like the big things that I've missed, and then we're going to move forward, with every time new information comes out, we'll be covering it. But I was gone for a week. I do apologize. But with that being said, let's get into it because there's been a lot of information. We had The Walking Dead Season 10 preview special where we got a sneak peek. We got a Thursday reveal to talk about. So we're going to break it all down in this video. Let's get started. So the sneak peek we got on the Season 10 preview special was awesome because we learned so much between the dialogue. It involves Carol and Daryl, and they're walking on this beach side and they're just talking, but the dialogue between them, we learned so much about what's going on at this point in the season. So with that being said, we're going to talk about the dialogue, and I'm going to go ahead and read it. And it starts off and it's just Carol and Daryl taking a walk, nothing too crazy going on visually, but what they said is really important. So Daryl said, "How was it out there?" And Carol said, you work until it feels like your back's gonna break. And later on, Daryl says, "It's been a while since I've seen you," and Carol said, "I told you fishing is hard." So it looks like Carol has been helping out Oceanside and fishing. Obviously people need food, but also Carol talks about how they've been sailing. And it looks like the group, or at least some characters, Carol and Daryl, it looks like have been separated for a while, or at least they're doing different jobs and they don't see each other that much. So they definitely are busy, and this is probably early on in the season. I believe it's an episode 1 sneak peek. But I'll talk about why this has to do with the Whispers in just a second, because they also talk about the Whispers. But another interesting line of dialogue is Carol talking about how they've been sailing. She said, we sailed down south to this dock where Oceanside's been picking up letters from Maggie. And then she says that there hasn't been anything there for a while. So this line of dialogue tells us a ton. First of all, we know right off the bat now that that's how Maggie has been communicating with the people over here, by letters. And it looks like they're going to some dock and meeting up there with possibly the twins, or maybe they're just leaving the letters there. But regardless, Maggie has been communicating with the survivors. Now, we don't know how much they've told Maggie. We don't know if they're going to tell Maggie about the Whispers. Like, maybe they don't want to, because obviously it's going to really worry Maggie. And if they tell Maggie that there's another group out here killing people and, the Whispers, I'm sure Maggie would want to come back. So I don't know if they told Maggie, but they might have, because the Whisper War is going to be picking up very shortly, and that's when Maggie could come back. So this is sort of, in a way, kind of setting up Maggie's return. I like how they mentioned Maggie in episode 1. Angela King said they've been working on Maggie's return. They have hopes for Maggie to return. So hopefully her return will be this season. But also, when Carol says there hasn't been anything there for a while, meaning there hasn't been no letters for a while, that is kind of worrisome if you think about it. Obviously it's not going to be a big deal because we're dealing with the Whispers, but if you actually think about it, maybe Maggie's in some sort of trouble, because we don't really know what's been going on with Maggie. We don't know if we don't know if Georgie is part of the Commonwealth, or if they're bad people, or if Maggie's trapped there. Maybe instead of Maggie coming to the group goes to Maggie. Who knows? I know for a long time, we've been speculating that Maggie will come back. I still think Maggie should come back and help out with maybe the end of the Whisper War. But that is definitely an interesting line of dialogue there, that there hasn't been anything there for a while. Because why is Maggie all of a sudden stopping sending these why did she just stop sending these letters? If they've been going to this dock in the south to pick up letters, they probably have been doing it. It's like a schedule, I'm sure, like every couple of days, maybe. I mean, not every day. I would probably say every couple of weeks. So if the letters stop coming, obviously that would probably mean something bad. So that's also interesting. I don't know how important this might be in terms of relating to the story or whatever, but I do think it's going to be a little important, because why would they just add that little line of dialogue right there? There hasn't been anything there for a while. So that's interesting. But anyways, moving on, they also talk a little bit about the Whispers, because after Daryl said that, it's been a while since he's seen her, Daryl says, "You were looking for her, right?" And he is referring to Alpha, and Carol said, "No, I'm not, really, I'm not." And then she says that she's trying to forget everything that happened, so we don't have to think about them anymore. So it looks like it's been a bit of a time jump, like maybe at least a couple months. And they haven't been dealing with the whispers at all, which is a little bit odd. Because Carol said that she's trying to forget everything that happened, so we don't have to talk about them. I'm assuming that she hasn't seen them since the Pikes. So that's interesting. Like, what's gonna trigger the Whisper War? Are they gonna find out that somebody crossed the border? Are they just gonna run into the Whispers again? Are they gonna accidentally cross into the border? What's gonna happen? Because now it looks like the Whispers aren't 100% like a problem, but they will be a problem, as we know, because the Whisper War is gonna be happening. We saw that in the trailer. We saw a lot of tension between Carol and Alpha in the trailer. So, you know, I'm just curious to see what's going to trigger that Whisper War. Is Alpha going to kill, or is somebody going to kill a Whisper, and is Alpha going to go kill somebody else, which is going to trigger a Whisper War? What do you guys think it is? What do you think is going to trigger the Whisper War? If I would bet on it, I would probably say that Alpha's going to somehow figure out to cross into their border, and Alpha's going to go to the hilltop, kill somebody there, and they're going to come to the realization that they can't just, you know, again, the same thing with Negan. They can't just stand here and take it. They're going to have to fight back. And I can definitely see Michonne taking that role, like saying something like, Rick would want us to fight back to protect our loved ones or something like that. And that's going to kind of, you know, lead into the Whisper War, which gets me excited because this Whisper War has potential to be really awesome. So again, you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think is going on here? Why do you think they haven't seen the Whispers for a while, and what do you think is going to trigger this war? And speaking of Carol and Alpha, we had some information about them because The Walking Dead posted this behind the scenes look at season 10. Here it is, and as you can see, it looks like Carol and Alpha are going to be having some scenes together. Whatever scene they're shooting here in this behind the scenes little thing is going to be some sort of confrontation between Alpha and Carol, which gets me excited. We saw the tension in the trailer, like I mentioned before. I'm excited for this showdown. I know a lot of people are excited for this showdown, especially since Alpha's the one who took down Henry. I want Carol to be the one to take down Alpha. I think she deserves it. I know Negan is also a very popular choice, but I would personally love to see Carol do it. You guys let me know in the comments down below, who do you want to see take down Alpha? I wanted to be Carol, and by the looks of this little promotion thing they threw on social media, it does look like Carol and Alpha will be having some scenes together in season 10. But with that being said, moving on to last week's Thursday reveal. In case you didn't know, The Walking Dead are doing 10 Thursday reveals leading up to season 10. So pretty much the 10 Thursdays leading up to season 10, they've been doing these reveals every Thursday. We've been covering them on this channel. I missed this last week's because again I was out of town, but we got some information about Rosita's baby. So the baby's name is Coco. Here's some images of it, one right here with Eugene and Rosita, and then here one of you know, Eugene and the baby. So again, because we see that baby, we know it's gonna be another bit of a time jump. So it's gonna be like at least a couple of months of a time jump, which kind of gets me a little bit confused as to why the Whispers just disappeared for a couple of months. Because if you know, Carol's saying in that sneak peek that, you know, she just wants to forget about them, I'm just kind of confused as to where did they go. Like, I know the Whispers are sort of like, you know, they don't have a community and they're just in the wilderness and just in the woods doing their own thing. But just why all of a sudden that they haven't been spotted for months? It's just super weird. I know we had that snow episode and that could be it. Because again, you know, they are out in the woods all the time, and obviously that snow is not very safe to be out. So maybe they just went super far away. They just traveled to a different area that wasn't snowy, which would be quite a ways on foot also. So maybe that's why, and now they're maybe slowly making their way back. But that did pique my interest as to like why, like where have the Whispers been for this long. So that was some information we got about The Walking Dead season 10 last week. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I really did like that sneak peek in the information, because it definitely like raises some questions as to what's going on in season 10. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. I am gonna wrap it up there. Again, be sure to leave all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. For more Walking Dead videos just like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.